Hello, uh, welcome to another coding session. And today we are going to do going back to Unity and C# and working on the game I have been developing for a while. And today we are going to start with jump pads. I have been doing some work before on the jump pads. They are a little weird and have some bugs related. So we will perhaps fix those bugs today and finalize the jump pads. And after that, depending on time, we can perhaps make 1 or 2 levels with the jump pads. Yeah. Sounds good. So, here is the game. And let's open up the code. Whoa. Yeah. And let's close everything down. And I think let's do some search jump pad. Check jump pad. Free references. I do not remember exactly how this works. So check jump pad, we do a raycast from the player down at some kind of distance, and we check if we hit a jump pad object collider. And we do this, we have this, I can perhaps show the movement code. We have this, this has been coded like 1.5 years ago by someone else. So I now haven't put myself in a position to understand the whole thing. But we have this movement state machine, which I think it's a finite state machine that has defined states for each kind of movement the player does. So jump, run, falling, jumping. I think there is a state factory. Yeah. So here we have all the kind of states that the player in the game can be in. So grounded, pretty self-explanatory. Airborne. I guess airborne is when you are in the air going somewhere, like flying in the air. Then you have the dash, which is a move the player can do. Idle, which I guess it's a substate of grounded, something like that, where if you're on the ground and not doing anything. Run, another substate of grounded, I would guess. Jump, the player presses A. Wall jump, the player presses A while on a wall. Falling, which is different from airborne because we're in the air flying and then we're going down, so we are falling. I guess there's different physics for airborne and falling. And wall, which is when the player is like gliding on a wall, like Spider-Man. So what I have done for the jump pad is that in the falling, airborne and grounded state, I have put a check in each of these states where we do the raycast and say, are we on a jump pad? If the answer is yes, we switch to the jump state. And this works, kind of. It semi-works. There is some problems I have right now where the player can get stuck in I think it's an airborne or falling state. So let's try to reproduce that error. So that's a critical, super messy bug, because if this happens in the game, that player gets stuck forever. Unless another player damages them. So right now there aren't any graphics, but these are the jump pads. So if I jump on them, see, I bounce off. Oh, and there we get the bug. So what I suspect is happening is that, let's pause. Since the raycast is being shot from the player when they are on the edge, this only seems to happen when on the edge. I think there is a weird interaction where it's false in the first check, it's false here, then we go through and there's nothing. Let's see, this would be in the falling state, I think. So in this case, this was false, 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 and then this second frame or X number of frames later, it turns to true because the raycast hits the platform, and we try to enter the jump state, but the player is already doing something. Probably it's already doing falling state stuff or something. I'm not entirely sure. So this is the bug we have to solve right now. What I think I want to do first off is a print or somehow show the current state of the movement state machine. And I think there is a current state. Yes, there is. And enter state. What is enter state? Perhaps we aren't doing something correctly. Jump state, enter state. What does this do? Switch state. Switch state. And this takes in some object. We exit current state, exit state. So this is in the abstract class. And then we call enter state on the new state, and if root state is root state. Okay, so I wonder if jump state is a root state. Where is this defined? Is root state. Okay, I see. Yeah, okay. So for jump, this will be false, so we will do current superstate dot set substate new state. Current superstate. This gets set here, but it's only called once. Oh, it's called here. And set substate. This should be done here, yeah. So yeah. Somehow, somewhere, we are getting stuck. And I want to try to initialize substate. This is called in the constructor initialize substate if we are pressing jump. Yeah, so this is fine. Falling state. So I don't think this should be here. Instead, we should only do this check in the grounded state, and the grounded state is a root state. So we can be grounded, or we can be grounded has run and idle. So let's put the jump pad check in both running and idle. Here. So here we can do this as well. And in the idle state, we should do the same here. So now the entire grounded subtree, which has the grounded, and then we have idle, and we have running. All of those three are checking if we're on the jump pad. And that's the only place. Let's do another search. Yeah. So let's remove this actually. So let's remove that. And let's keep it here. Another solution to this, I think, is to in the movement state machine have a check instead of doing this in like the actual finite state machine. We can do it in the top part, the actual controller, and just do the check there. And if we do, just jump to the jump state. That's like the brain dead solution. There should be sound. Oh, I'm getting a call. Let me do a quick cut. Oh, I think that was a pocket call. Yeah, so now we get stuck instantly. And I'm not sure which state we are in here. We have to. There has to be some way to check, right? Without doing a whole bunch of. Alright, we're back. Fuck me. So this doesn't work. and I do not understand why. I do not understand why. So yeah, let's do the thing I was talking about. And then grounded state. This can be removed. So now we can. We can close all of this, and we can go into movement state machine. And there should be some sort of update here. And this handles freeze animations, and it enables some stuff, and it updates the current state. Current state updates states. Update state. Current substate is not equal to null. Update substate. Update substate. What is the current substate? I guess it would be for idle and running, it should be grounded. So what kind of update does grounded do in its update state? It does, when dashing we don't need to. If current substate is not equal to null, if current substate name is not equal to dash. Okay, so dash is also a function of grounded. Yeah, so I think this is the problem. But how do we go from grounded to jumping? We do this here. If jump is pressed, or blah blah blah. Is jump pressed? Who sets this variable? Because that is basically what we want to do. Is jump pressed? Is jump pressed is equal to true. Yeah. Okay. And so this gets called hopefully on jump. Here. Start coroutine. Stop coroutine. Okay. So it sets is jump to true for 0.1 seconds, and that's when you're in the grounded state. In the update state, no, check switch state here. So this gets set to true, and context controller velocities. So if we're falling or if we have pressed jump, we are going to switch into airborne. And I'm guessing that airborne then does something with the is jump press here. So this pipes down here and it will initialize a jump. So what we want to do is basically the same thing, but the airborne state this can be done, I think. So what we want to do here is to is on jump pad context or raycaster.check jump pad, Oh, and this will be a collider. Oh, actually, but I'm stupid and dumb. Oh, or do collider, I guess pad collider, and then we enter airborne. Actually, we want to do this. So here we do if on jump pad we initialize something, we will do airborne differently. We basically want to say that we are jumping, is jump press is true, and we want to say pad jump is true. Or I guess not even that. So oops. So in here we have is jump pressed here. We want to do something similar. So is pad jump. That's good. And then we want to do the public thingy. I shouldn't say hate. I dislike this way of working. Is pad jump. It's a bit tedious to write and get right. Whatever, it's fine. Is pad jump, that's true. And we want to switch state to factory airborne. And in the airborne state, just as we did with the jump in the initialize substate, we also, before we do that actually, we want to do if is pad jump. Then we want to start off by saying is pad jump is false. And detoggle that, and then we want to do set substate to factory.jump, and I have this flag for is jump pad here, and then I token insert on keyboard. I think that's it. Then we here now we can potentially do something like if context.is pad jump, and we have pressed jumped at the same time. I guess you have 0.1 seconds. Something. No, I don't know. Potential interaction that you can press jump on the exact at the same time that you're landing on the jump pad, then you can get an extra boost. I'm not sure if we even want that kind of depth in the movement. So let's see if this works. And, I'm getting out of calls. Okay. So let's see now. Oh, sorry, fuck, I suck. Yeah. So let's try to reproduce the bug now. I think it shouldn't be reproducible. But yeah, so now you can sort of short jump the jump pad if you jump at the same time. I'm not sure how we will do that interaction. But yeah, I mean this feels fine. I think this feels good as a mechanic. And what we should do now is also enable the particles. And now my girlfriend is calling me. So I will cut here and I will be back when I have talked to her. Alright, we're back. It's one day before New Year, so people are calling a lot and asking questions that I don't have answers to. Yeah. So I just want to. Oh. Yeah, let's not play this. No. So. Let's comment this in and let's remove that line. So to get the jump pad we need to store it, which we of course can do here. So let's follow the structure of this fucking beast state machine. So this will be a collider and it will be the pad collider and it will be null. And this will is pad jump just like everything else. It will have and so collider and pad collider and return pad collider and pad collider is equal to value. There we go. And now in the grounded state here we will do context dot pad collider is equal to pad collider. And then in the grounded node, the airborne state, initialize substate. Here we will do the thing with the thing. So context dot pad collider dot get component in children particle system play. Yeah. And what I want to do now is also set round timer. Set initial round timer. I want to increase the time of the round to something ridiculous, and I want to just try to recreate the bug. And if we can't recreate the bug, then we are done. We are done with the jump pads, and we can create 1 or 2 levels using the jump pads. Let's spawn in a couple of players to really demand something here from the game. Here we go. So now we have 999, the run timer. I think this will be a really fun thing to have in a couple of levels at least, especially if it's designed well. And what I'm actually starting to think about is if the jump pads should be one-way colliders, just like these ones. These ones are one-way colliders, so you can jump up through them and you can throw projectiles through them. I think you can jump through them. Not really relevant for. Yeah, you can throw projectiles through them, but not. Oh, yeah, you can throw them. Okay. And I think the jump pads will be the most fun when they're placed in the center. So they aren't really mandatory for the early game, but they will be a heavy focus in the late game where the zone comes in. The players have to jump around like this, and they can fight in the air. They can throw projectiles. It will be a very different playstyle from the different maps that don't have these jump pads. Yeah, so I don't think we can recreate the bug from earlier. I'm trying to land on the side, just like earlier. Oh, there's some... Yeah, so that the bug doesn't exist because we have removed the bug, but now we can still kind of land on the side. I guess if we can land like this, and since the player is almost not the collider for the player, if we check the collider, let's see, player 0. So the collider here is the raycast is being shot from the center and down. And perhaps it shouldn't be a collider or a raycast. Perhaps it should be like a ray sphere down here. And if that sphere hits anything, we're on the jump pad. But that would have to be very closely monitored. Or I guess it should. Yeah, I think that can work. So if I move now, I get the jump pad very, very, very easily. But I think this will be a weird interaction. If a player if it lands like this, it will be confusing. Like why aren't I bouncing? Hello, and then I walk to the left and I bounce. So that should be fixed for sure. So in the check jump pad we do a raycast, but I think there are other functions. Let's see. So physics. Let's spherecast. Cast a sphere along a ray and returns the detailed information on what was hit. It's very similar. Spherecast. Physics dot spherecast. And it takes in P1 position. And let's see here, there. So origin, the radius. I'm not sure about the radius. 0.1. Shouldn't be that big. 0.1. Direction will be down, and hit info is the same, and then the max distance can still be 0.25. Yeah, so basically just the same. Yeah. And I think I want to draw this in debug. can't draw this. Of course you can't. Whatever. Yeah, so let's try to recreate that side business. So this isn't working at all. No. You know what I think I want to do actually? Is to, instead of just shooting down from the player's origin position, let's do an angled shot. Or either an angled shot or an offset shot. Let's start with the offset. So this can be vector 3.right times, I have no clue, this is so hard. And then I want to draw this. So debug.draw ray. So the ray will be starting at transform.position, and it will have a direction of vector 3.down times ray distance down, and it will have a color of pink. Or no, pink is not a color. Something that sticks out. Yellow. And we can do the same here, but instead we do this offset, and then we do the same but with the left. So just shooting, instead of shooting one ray, we shoot 3 rays to cover the entire width of the player. Another option for this would be to have there is a callback for on collision enter in Unity for collider components. I guess that could also be used. Yeah. Yeah, so now we have three colors, and this offset is too small, I think. Let's see. So player 1, let's see the collider. Yeah, so we can double this. Perhaps even, let's see, this The radius, what's the radius? Yeah, that's the radius of the collider. 2.25. So 2.25. Yeah, I don't know. Let's do 2.5. 2.5. Oh shit. Okay. Back. So we have increased the width of the raycasts, and we shall see how they look. Huh. Recast collision line. Oh. Oh. We have to do 2 and 3. But the width looks right. Yeah, this looks good. So we can be happy with that. I think I even want to point that down to 0.2. Yeah. Good. Good. Yeah. So let us open up this map. 8. No. 7. Jump up. So this was the level we have been playing on, and I think this level is kind of okay. I'm not a super big fan of this platform, since you kind of clip into it very easily. So I wanted to lower this a bit. Like that, perhaps. And so now when you jump, you should jump, and it's kind of on the same level as the jump pads, right? Kind of. Oh, fuck. Yeah, not really. So let's raise it. Let's go into orthographic. Now it's on the same. And we can lower this a bit, perhaps. Like that. Actually, let's... There we are. Oh, it's clipping. It's clipping. Yeah. So this is kind of good. So let's commit this actually. Let's put this up. Before we do that, I want to, in the mountain prefab, yeah, we have the jump pad level. So let's check this into source control. none of that. But here, this one, yes, 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 and yes, and no. Level system, no. Round system, no. Yes. And oh, we oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Six. What is level 6? It's not in the thing at least. So this is level 6. This is very similar to the jump pad one, but without the jump pads and some different settings here. Yeah, and I actually want to put this in so we can start trying it. So let's put the 6 into disabled. Yeah. Mount them, jump pad prefab. No changes to main. Please. Tag manager, yes. And here I'm not sure actually. We have to check this by hand. So let's check FX ship trail. FX ship trail. Yeah, no, delete. And FX space dust. FX space dust. Space dust, one word. Space dust. And local space. I guess let's put this in. Pre-processing, no. Hit, I'm not sure. This is probably something we want. I don't know if I fixed something in that. The magical source, CFX magical source, CFX magical source. Yeah, let's put that in. Yeah, so feed jumping pads plus 2 levels. 1 level, level 7 is a jump pad level. Level 6 is a normal level with specs to do graphics and graphics, sound, and visuals. I guess VFX for jump pad. Yeah, cool. So this is how we usually work with the game. We have our development branch and we just commit to it, and semi-regularly we do playtests. We should probably do playtests a lot more often than we do. We have tried doing the I guess pull request feature branch sort of way, but with only two coders on the team, that doesn't really merit any benefit. Since we have very close, I mean, you can just check every commit here. It's very short. When it's only 2 developers, there's only like a couple of commits every week. And if we're doing like a crunch or something, we usually sit with each other and work. So yeah, pushing to trunk or development or master is working for us. Okay. Yeah, so that's it for this coding session. Not super long. I will cut. There have been some cuts due to phone calls and stuff. And in the next coding session, it will either be continuing work on the game, or I'm thinking it will be back to Clay and Odin. I did some work off stream. I can show it before we end. Off video, I guess, on my own normal development. So if we cd to home in VSL, going to dev, and we cd into Clara's Bokvalv Odin, and with the Odin run. Yeah, I have managed to get this to work in Odin now with the Raylib renderer. So continuing work on this program, which will be like a digital library sort of application where you can input books into a permanent state, sort of like a logbook. I am thinking about how to do permanent state for this program. Previously I was using SQLite when I did this in Golang, but I haven't found any SQLite drivers or bindings that have looked like okay for Odin. I mean, I'm not even sure SQLite is needed here. We can just define, I'm thinking right now we can define some sort of structure for a book, and then we just save a binary blob containing all the books. And then we can do, there should be at most a couple of 100 books, and we can easily keep that in memory, I think, and do semi-okay results when searching and manipulating the data. And if I notice any performance problems, then we can switch to SQLite for data persistence. Yeah. All right. Thank you and have a nice new year. Bye bye.